What a lovely day in the Bay it is right now, and what a glorious time to be a hockey fan because the second half is about to start. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Isaiah coming at you. It's a beautiful day here in the Bay. A little bit cloudy, overcast skies, but still got the green mountains right there behind me, the backdrop over there. Just when the mountains are green in the Bay Area, it's kind of a sign that, hey, spring is here, man. And, we all love to see that after a frigid and cold winter. Don't get me wrong, right? Winter was fun because you had like Christmas and you get all the Christmas presents and going skiing. And I went on a cruise ship to Mexico, which was a lot of fun. But hey, man, all that is over. The snow, I know it's blanketing a lot of the parts of the East Coast right now, but hey, man, springtime, get away from that. It's baseball season, hockey, crucial, pivotal stretch, about to be the playoffs, NBA about to start. Or NBA playoffs are about to start. And then you have, like I said, baseball season, a lot of great stuff happening. The flowers are blooming, like we see right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, the tree behind me. You got the cherry blossoms already starting to bloom. So it's just a great time, or it's about to be a great time of the year. But enough talking about spring. We're here to talk about the Sharks. And what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the first ever edition of the What the Teal Puck podcast. And yes, you might be thinking, what did you just say, Isaiah? What was the load of stuff that just came out of your mouth? Well, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am introducing a brand new podcast, and it's all about the Sharks, because you guys know I'm a OG hockey fan. I am a diehard San Jose Sharks fan. I have been a San Jose Sharks fan since the very beginning of this new era. I've gone down the extreme peaks of winning and losing with this team and this franchise. I was there, when they were always choking in the playoffs and underperforming, to the time that they went to the Stanley Cup Finals, to now this new era with Macklin Celebrini. I was there at the NHL draft in Las Vegas at the Sphere, and I was there live in person when Macklin Celebrini was drafted by the San Jose Sharks, thus opening up this brand new era of San Jose Sharks hockey. But yeah, this is going to be a new podcast. It's called What the Teal Puck, right? Because the Sharks are teal. Hockey is played with the puck. So What the Teal Puck, that's the name of the podcast. We're talking all things Sharks, from pre-game analysis, post-game thoughts and reaction videos, whether it's post-game shows or, maybe some watch parties down the line in the future. Or we could have some short content, whatever the case may be. Breaking news content, we'll have some reaction videos to that as well. Or just like today, like the first ever video is, as we start the second half of the season, is gonna be about who's the biggest X factor, right, for the Sharks as we start the second half. So it'll be like some short videos like this. You can, we'll probably have a new YouTube channel just for the podcast. So make sure you guys go check it out. What the Teal Puck is my new San Jose Sharks podcast. I'm going to have a lot of guests on, Sharks fans, Sharks media members, maybe some Sharks players down the line. We shall see. But What the Teal Puck podcast is coming at you. This is the official debut of the new What the Teal Puck podcast here. You can find us on YouTube. You can soon find us on Facebook, as well as Twitter and Instagram, and also wherever you guys get your podcasts. If you ever want to, chime in on the What the Teal Puck podcast, there will be times where I'll be doing a live stream reaction post-game show. So you guys can tune into that, comment, and if you want to jump on, I'll leave the StreamYard link in the comment section, and you guys can feel free to tune in. So but yeah, that's the big news. What the Teal Puck podcast starts today here. All Sharks podcast. That's what it's going to be. I can't wait for it. We got some comments here in the comment section. My guy Chardot says, "Hey, what's going on, Chardot? Hopefully you are doing well." And if you guys don't know who Chardot is, he's one of the biggest Sharks fans that I know. I've been to a couple games with him. Me and him actually went to, I don't know, Chardot, if you remember this, but we actually went to our very first Sharks game together, Sharks versus Utah Mammoth. I remember this very clearly. It was 100-degree day in October, early October. We went just to beat the heat pretty much. And it's now turned into a massive passion for the both of us. So what's going on, Chardot? Hopefully you are doing well. And then Chardot said that he is going to the Sharks versus Flames hockey game on February 26th. That is this Thursday. Actually, Chardot, don't want to spoil the surprise, but I might be going to that game as well. We shall see. I've been offered some tickets to go to that game, so I might be there with you. And then Chardot says, "I would love to join the What the Teal Puck podcast." Hey, guess what, man? You are more than welcome to join me here on the What the Teal Puck podcast for, post-game shows, things like that. After every Sharks game, we're going to try to have something for you guys, whether it's shorts or a post-game show when I'm available. But let's get into the topic of this video, right? This debut of the What the Teal Puck podcast. And the topic is who is the biggest X factor for the Sharks as the second half of the season commences. It was a great first half, right? We are now in the thick of the playoff race. It's been a long time since, we've had meaningful second half hockey in San Jose, and now we're going to have that. The Sharks got Kiefer Sherwood from the Vancouver Canucks. They made a trade showing the world that, hey, we are serious about making the playoffs this year. There's been a lot of fun games, from sweeping the Florida Panthers to, coming back against the Dallas Stars and, winning that game in overtime, which was awesome. The LA Kings game, in which, we beat them in overtime. We stuffed them in the shootout. That was awesome to watch. There's been a lot of fun games this season. And when you think about the Sharks, right? Like, what was the expectations for the Sharks coming into the season? I don't know about you, but my expectation was like, hey, let's try to get to a winning record, okay? If we can get to the playoffs, that would be all fine. That would be dandy. That would be amazing. But I'm not going to expect playoffs because I've seen a rebuild. I've seen a team that, how a rebuild goes, right? And typically during a second year of a rebuild, that's when like more growing pains happen. That's when more, progress happens. Like, I just wanted them to make progress. Let's get to a winning record. Let's try to get to 500. Let's get to a winning record. But the Sharks have more than surpassed all expectations that we have. We have meaningful hockey now into the second half of the season. And when you're playing meaningful hockey in the second half of the season, you're going to have some X factors that step up, or players that step up and be the X factors to help you get over the hump and make the playoffs. And so I want to know, who do you guys think are the biggest X factors for the San Jose Sharks as we start the second half? What are some players that you're looking forward to watching besides Macklin Celebrini and some of these stars on San Jose? So for me, I think for me, and this is going to surprise you guys, the biggest X factor, in my opinion, as the second half of the season starts for the San Jose Sharks is none other than Shakir Mukhamadullin. And you might be like, what? What did you just say? Like, you said no Macklin, okay? But you didn't say Will Smith. You didn't say Michael Misa. You didn't say Tyler Toffoli. You didn't say Kiefer Sherwood. You didn't say Askarov. You said none of those guys. You said Shakir Mukhamadullin. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Shakir Mukhamadullin, in my opinion, the young defenseman for the San Jose Sharks, he is the biggest X factor for the Sharks as the second half begins. And the reason why I'll tell you that he's the biggest X factor, in my opinion, is because we know the Sharks can score, right? The Sharks are one of the best offensive teams in the NHL this season. You got snipers like Macklin Celebrini. You got Will Smith. You got, Michael Misa's coming on strong. To end the second half, Tyler Toffoli. You got Kiefer Sherwood now. You've got Colin Graff, who's had a really good, outstanding offensive season this year. We know the Sharks can score, but what really plagued them and what really hurt them to end the first half, and why they're on a 3-game losing streak to end the first half of the season, is their inability to play defense. They were one of the worst defensive or they are one of the worst defensive teams in the NHL. So we got to step it up on that end. We got to step it up on defense. And you can't really expect that from a guy like Sam Dickinson because it's his rookie season. So just like Misa, it's like you're not really expecting much from him. Whatever you can get, it's great from a guy like a Sam Dickinson or a Michael Misa. But when you think about Shakir Mukhamadullin, right? He's in his, I think, third year in the league. He's been injured a lot this season, but when he's healthy, the Sharks have actually had a pretty good defensive squad out there. They've been really good defensively with Shakir Mukhamadullin. Mukhamadullin is good at stealing the puck. He's really good at body checking people. He's really good at, sticking his nose in the lane and, creating havoc over there. Like Shakir Mukhamadullin, if he can stay healthy in the second half of the season, he will be a big boost to the Sharks defensively, alongside guys like Mario Ferraro, and alongside a lot of our other defensive guys that we have on our team, like a Sam Dickinson. But Shakir Mukhamadullin, now's your chance. You've been hurt the entire time this season. You've been injured, you've been, back, then you've been injured again, you've been benched, he's the biggest X factor because like I said, with him on the ice, the Sharks actually have a pretty solid defensive squad. So we need him on the ice. We need his presence on the ice. We need his ability to steal the puck. We need his ability to play physical out there, body check guys, send a message. Like, we need that for the San Jose Sharks. And Shakir Mukhamadullin actually can score a little bit as well. So he's got some, decent offensive game to him, but we need him because we need his impact as a defenseman out there on the ice for the San Jose Sharks. That's what we need. And so that's why I'm saying he's going to be, in my opinion, the biggest X factor for the second half of the season. Because if he plays well, I think that the Sharks could actually rebound defensively and actually can be a pretty solid squad. And you're going to have that, the defense, your defenseman group, they're going to have to play better in the second half if you want to make the postseason, because we know we can score with the forwards and the centers that we've got. It's just the defenseman's got to step up. We've got to play better defense. So that Askarov or Nedeljkovic is not put in really bad positions in terms of being back there as the goalie. So, in my opinion, Shakir Mukhamadullin is the biggest X factor for the San Jose Sharks. A lot of people expected a lot more out of him this season than we're getting, both offensively and defensively. We just need him on the ice, because if he could just stay healthy, and just stay on the ice and produce, then I think the Sharks are going to be a better team than they were in the first half. And that's a team that was competing for a playoff spot. So, in my opinion, Shakir Mukhamadullin is the biggest X factor for the San Jose Sharks. Let's go into the comment section. We got my guy Chardot. He says that the biggest X factors that he's looking for the Sharks in the second half is Tyler Toffoli. Okay, so I think that's a good choice. You know, Toffoli actually has not really played to the standard that we were used to seeing, especially last year when he was scoring a bunch of goals. But if Toffoli can, you know, get an uptick in production, then hey, you know, that's going to be a big boost for us offensively, which we're already a great offensive squad anyways. Shakir Mukhamadullin and Colin Graf. Like, yeah, I mean, Colin Graf, I think he's having a really good season right now for the Sharks. I did not really expect him to be this good offensively for the Sharks. We know he's great defensively. We know that, you know, he's always in the right spot at the right time. But for him, it was, okay, we know you can do this on defense. What kind of scoring can you do? What kind of scoring output can you give us? And he's given us more than enough. Like, I kind of liken him to the hockey version of Jimmy Butler, where, you know, he's physical. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He's a guy that, you know, wants to scrap. He's a guy that, you know, is, like I said, very good defensively, always in the right spot at the right time. And, you know, now he's starting to score. So his offensive game is starting to, you know, to come up, and we're seeing what we can get out of him on the offensive side for the Sharks. So yeah, Colin Graf, I do want to see him continue to have a strong season, have a great second half, because if he could produce like he's been producing with Will Smith, who I think will get better, you know, as the rust from the injury continues to wear off, Macklin Celebrini with the experience from the Olympics, you know, Tyler Toffoli bouncing back. And then you have all these young kids that are just, I feel like, just going to take the next step. Then I think that you can see the Sharks definitely make the postseason. All right, let's go with, let's see, Chardot breaking down the game for us against Calgary, said that the Sharks are on a 4-game losing streak right now. I know it sucks. They are looking to break that when they face the Calgary Flames up in San Jose, and it'll be great to be back in the tank. I agree with you, Chardot. Like, it'll be definitely a lot of fun to be back at the tank on Thursday. If I end up going, I hope you have a great time at the game on Thursday. Regardless of if I go or not. But, you know, when you look at the Sharks, right, like, Calgary is not a good team, but we lost in Calgary and to start or to end the first half of the season. And that's the thing that, you know, that's some of the growing pains that the Sharks are going to have to learn is like, look, we're a young team, but when you're a team that's competing for a playoff spot and you want to get into the playoffs, you're going to have to beat some of these. You're going to have to be like beat up on these teams that suck, right? And the Sharks squandered that opportunity against Calgary. They were up 1-0. Then Calgary tied it up. And then we went up 2-1. But then Calgary tied it up again. And then we ended up losing 3-2. But those are the games that can't happen for a team that's competing for a playoff spot. Like, you got to beat up on these crappy teams. That's what's got to happen for the Sharks. And I hope they end up starting to do that in the second half, because we've got a really easy, soft strength of schedule coming up in the second half of the season. And so we are going to have to beat up on these opponents that suck, quite frankly. And so it starts on Thursday. It starts by sending a message and by beating up on these teams that are not on our level. So hopefully the Sharks end up winning it. But guys, it's been a great show. Thank you for tuning in to this debut episode of the What the Teal Puck podcast. We're going to be launching our Facebook page shortly, as well as our Instagram page and TikTok as well. But if you want Sharks content, post-game show, pre-game show, reactions, the big news, things like that, like videos analyzing the team like today, like with the who is the biggest X factor for the Sharks as we move into the second half of the season. You could make sure you check out this podcast because, like I said, this is going to be all Sharks, and nothing but the Sharks talk here tonight or here on this podcast. We're gonna have some guests on as well, trying to line up some stuff as well with some big time guests, Sharks analysts potentially, maybe some Sharks players, who knows. If you guys have any Sharks players that you want me to try to get, feel free to put that in the comments section. But yeah, we're gonna have a new YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop that in the comment section in a little bit. But guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the debut of the What the Teal Puck podcast. We're gonna come back to you guys on Thursday with a post-game reaction video or a post-game show. I'll let you guys know on our Facebook page there shortly. But guys, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Sharks, second half of the season is about to start, and the What the Teal Puck podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is officially here. It is open for business. Let's do this, man. And yeah, let's have a fun rest of the 2025-2026 NHL season. With that, I'm going to sign off, and we will see you guys on Thursday for a post-game show. Sharks, Flames, have a good night, everybody, and we will see you guys then.